your gateway to digital transformation. We are an independent, vendor-neutral ISO IEC 1024 accredited certification body committed to helping individuals and organizations stay future-ready in a rapidly evolving world. GSDC is accredited by the Accreditation Board for International Certification Bodies, ABICB. For 10 years, we've certified more than 100,000 professionals across Europe, North America, Asia, and Africa, with our offices in Switzerland, the United States, and Singapore. Our programs are recognized by leading publications and podcasts, including Forbes, Tech Target, People Managing People. We offer 100+ globally accredited certifications across emerging and in-demand domains like generative AI and emerging technologies, HR and learning and development, project management and agile Scrum, ISO and quality management, information security. Each GSDC certification is designed to empower professionals with confidence and help organizations stay competitive in a fast-changing landscape. Every certification is crafted with insights from 100+ global advisory board members representing top universities and leading industry experts. Our certified professionals are trusted by 500+ multinational companies, which help unlock better roles, faster promotions, and delivering cutting-edge expertise. We partner with 100+ authorized training partners and 50+ universities, supporting talent across all career levels, from entry-level to executive leadership. As a GSDC member, you gain lifelong access to interactive webinars, hands-on workshops, SME panels, and global summits. Join a vibrant community of 25,000+ members and be part of our global events. Check our reviews on Trustpilot. We're trusted worldwide for quality, support, and impact. Whether you're aiming higher or building tomorrow's talent, GSDC is your partner in purposeful growth and impactful leadership. Visit our website to explore our offerings. GSDC, share the best practices and learn from the best practices. Welcome to the Global Skill Development Council, your gateway to digital transformation. We are an independent, vendor-neutral ISO IEC 1024 accredited certification body committed to helping individuals and organizations stay future-ready in a rapidly evolving world. GSDC is accredited by the Accreditation Board for International Certification Bodies, ABICB. For 10 years, we've certified more than 100,000 professionals across Europe, North America, Asia, and Africa, with our offices in Switzerland, the United States, and Singapore. Our programs are recognized by leading publications and podcasts, including Forbes, Tech Target, People Managing People. We offer 100+ globally accredited certifications across emerging and in-demand domains like generative AI and emerging technologies, HR and learning and development, project management and agile Scrum, ISO and quality management, information security. Each GSDC certification is designed to empower professionals with confidence and help organizations stay competitive in a fast-changing landscape. Every certification is crafted with insights from 100+ global advisory board members representing top universities and leading industry experts. Our certified professionals are trusted by 500+ multinational companies, which help unlock better roles, faster promotions, and delivering cutting-edge expertise. We partner with 100+ authorized training partners and 50+ universities, supporting talent across all career levels, from entry-level to executive leadership. As a GSDC member, you gain lifelong access to interactive webinars, hands-on workshops, SME panels, and global summits. Join a vibrant community of 25,000+ members and be part of our global events. Check our reviews on Trustpilot. We're trusted worldwide for quality, support, and impact. Whether you're aiming higher or building tomorrow's talent, GSDC is your partner in purposeful growth and impactful leadership. Visit our website to explore our offerings. GSDC, share the best practices and learn from the best practices. Welcome to the Global Skill Development Council, your digital transformation. We are an independent, vendor ISO IEC 1024 accredited certification body committed to helping individuals and organizations stay future-ready in a rapidly evolving world. GSDC is accredited by the Accreditation Board for International Certification Bodies, ABICB. For 10 years, we've certified more than 100,000 professionals across Europe, North America, Asia, and Africa, with our offices in Switzerland, the United States, and Singapore. Our programs are recognized by leading publications and podcasts, including Forbes, Tech Target, People Managing People. We offer 100 plus globally accredited certifications across emerging and in-demand domains like generative AI and emerging technologies, HR and learning and development, project management and agile Scrum, ISO and quality management, information security. Each GSDC certification is designed to empower professionals with confidence and help organizations stay competitive in a fast-changing landscape. Every certification is crafted with insights from 100 plus global advisory board members representing top universities and leading industry experts. Our certified professionals are trusted by 500 plus multinational companies, which help unlock better roles, faster promotions, and delivering cutting-edge expertise. We partner with 100 plus authorized training partners and 50 plus universities, supporting talent across all career levels, from entry level to executive leadership. As a GSDC member, you gain lifelong access to interactive webinars, hands-on workshops, SME panels, and global summits. Join a vibrant community of 25,000 plus members and be part of our global events. Check our reviews on Trustpilot. We're trusted worldwide for quality, support, and impact. Whether you're aiming higher or building tomorrow's talent, GSDC is your partner in purposeful growth and impactful leadership. Visit our website to explore our offerings. GSDC, share the best practices and learn from the best practices. Welcome to the Global Skill Development Council, your gateway to digital transformation. We are an independent, vendor-neutral ISO IEC 1024 accredited certification body committed to helping individuals and organizations stay future-ready in a rapidly evolving world. GSDC is accredited by the Accreditation Board for International Certification Bodies, ABICB.
Hello, dear participants. Thank you so much for joining today's session. We'll be starting a session now. Please allow me a minute so I can share my screen and we can start. Meanwhile, you can drop your locations that you're watching this session from. We would love to know that. And here we go. I hope you all can see my screen. And I would love to give you all a very warm welcome to our learning series, GSDC Certified Learning, AI that delivers unlocking business value with Enterprise Copilot, with a theme that is transforming enterprise performance with AI-powered Copilot. My name is Preetham. I'll be here as moderator. Feel free to reach out to me over the chat box in case if you have any question or concern. I'm happy to assist you all. And this was our incredible panel of speakers lined up for this week. And this is happening 9 to 13th March this week with the same time slot that you have joined. So I do have some upcoming webinar announcement as well. So stay connected till the end. And before I could start with the session, I would love to introduce our hosting organization to those who have joined us for the first time. We're known as Global Skill Development Council. We are vendor agnostic, vendor neutral. We are globally recognized certification body, and we are accredited by ABICB. We do have 100 plus certification portfolio with us, and we have certified more than 250,000 professionals worldwide. We have 500 plus subject matter experts. Those are industry experts. They work with us closely to help us with our exams, programs, and all the deliverables. Also, we are associated with 1,000 plus multinational corporates, 500 Fortune companies, and 50 plus universities across the globe. So as I mentioned that we do have 100 plus authorized training partners. So yes, we do have training partners in different regions. So would love to give a very we are very thankful to our training partners and those who have joined us for our training partner channel. In case if you're looking for any training program for yourself, feel free to reach out to our training partners. You'll find their contact details shortly in the chat box. A special thanks to our official media partner, World Press Hub. They cover all our events and press releases. And I would love to introduce our GSDC AI Studio, a platform where we are providing 100 plus live sessions on AI, which is led by global experts, where you'll be getting 4 daily sessions, which is 45 minutes of live and impactful session, along with the hands-on learning. where you can apply all the concepts that you have learned in that particular session. And in case if you get any question or doubts, that will be resolved on real time instantly with the help of our subject matter expert. So this training is aligned with the industry standards for the job ready skills. So grab this opportunity as we'll be learning from the AI leaders, global leaders around the world. And as I mentioned that we do have 100 plus certification portfolio. So yes, this portfolio is specifically designed for all the professionals who want to upskill themselves or who are looking to stay industry relevant in this AI era. So our certification covers almost different domains that includes learning and development, HR, generative AI, agentic AI, emerging technologies, ISO lead auditor, implementer, project management and PMO, agile DevOps, SRE, cybersecurity, digital transformation, and so on. So in case if you are looking for any of this certification, feel free to reach out to our learning advisors that are there to help you with this entire process, or you can visit our website to check the all information and to check other offerings that JSTC has for all of you. What all benefits you'll be getting if you opt out a certification from GSTC? You'll get lifelong membership. With that, you'll be getting certificate upgrade. You'll be having free access to all our workshop, boot camps, events, and guess what? You'll be getting free access to all our exclusive learning program as well. Along with that, you'll be getting implementation resources, speaker invites, and newsletter. So if you want to understand more about these benefits in a better way, please reach out to our learning advisors. You'll find their contact details shortly in the chat box. So without any further delay, I would love to introduce today's speaker, Sushmit Sen. So we already had one session with him previously, and today he joined again to share his insight on one of the important topic. So those who have joined for his first session would love to introduce Sushmit here. So he's a data and AI product engineer leader with over 20 years of global experience across organizations such as Wipro, IBM, and Tata Consultancy Services. Based in North America for the past decade, he has led large-scale data governance, transformation, and AI initiatives for multinational enterprises, including Safeway Albertsons. He's certified AI governance professional, AWS certified AI practitioner, and former AWS certified solution architect. Sushmit is also an author, general contributor, and frequent speaker, sharing insights on AI governance, data strategy, and responsible AI across global platforms. Thank you so much, Sushmit, for joining us today to share insights on this topic. You can have the handle of the mic now. Thank you.
Fantastic, fantastic. Thank you so much, Pritam. I hope guys you can hear me. If yes, then just give me like a thumbs up or something. Fantastic, fantastic. So we are connected. First of all, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are from. It's early morning for me here in Vancouver, Canada. I don't know how many have have you like been here or you have any acquaintance here, but it's a beautiful part of the world. Given that, let me share my screen. But before that, let me ask you guys a question. Like, is there any of you who belongs to energy and utilities sector? Like, do you support your IT in energy and utilities, or any one of you in critical minerals or rare earth? I see one thumbs up. Fantastic. So this is going to be an opportunity for all of us to learn what it is all about. So let me share my screen. Give me 1 second. Mhm. And let me know if you can see my screen and my presentation. You can, right? Okay, fantastic. So I'll start my presentation from here onwards. Okay. So my topic is how can I help or how can AI help in critical minerals, rare earth, and E&U, which is energy and utilities, right? From exploration to grid management. Basically, it's a very federated industry, and people who have worked in this industry know that it is driven by policies and regulations, and there are different throughout the world, right? So this is before that, like let me introduce who am I. So as Pritham said, I'm Shushmit. I'm 20 plus years into IT. Yes, I started with all the Indian IT players like Tata Consultancy Services, Wipro, Cognizant, and so on. Then I moved to North America back in 20 late 2013, 2014, and then I've been mostly fortunate working for the product companies into the product leadership. Like for example, I've worked with Johnson and Johnson. I worked with a bank called Pacific Coast Bankers Bank, where I was the lead architect, and then I moved into more into a leadership strategic kind of role where I was senior engineering manager for Safeway Albertsons directly with them. The role and obviously like I moved to Canada like couple of years back, and I was fortunate enough to work in the public sector, like government sector into Canadian government. And right now I'm actually leading a very important domain, and the domain in which we operate is basically it's critical minerals. So I work for Vale Base Metals. We are one of the leading mining companies in the world. It's into critical minerals, and I'll come to that. What is critical minerals and what is rare earth? There's a little bit of difference in that. Um, and I'm the engineering and product head for the data governance and data management practice. I also take care of the overall DNA strategy, that as you call it. That's pretty much about me. A little bit of like talking high about what I have done in my life. Yes, I am having few certifications, as you see. I'm a AI governance certified professional, AIGP. I'm a AWS certified AI practitioner. I'm AWS certified solution architect professional, which just got expired. I'm a product owner. I did my PSM, but frankly speaking, I was never a project manager to that sense. And then I started my career into analytics and BI, and MicroStrategy was one of the tools that I mastered, and I had multiple certifications on that. I can see a little overlapping. I don't know why it's happening, but anyways, I'll just go through it. So I'm also a senior member for IEEE, a bunch of fellow members for some of the other organizations. And then I do participate in DAMA. I don't know if anyone of you is in DAMA. DAMA is a data management association where I am very active participant on that. Um, and few others, of course, like I'm also part of Gartner. As far as my academics goes, I have masters and bachelors in computer science. I have done a Stanford University AI leadership certificate course. I had data and AI curriculum program from MIT. Beyond work, I'm a singer. I used to have my band in my US and university days, and that's something I'm very passionate about, apart from work. I'm also a family man with an 8-year-old son who's kind of figuring out what he wants to be. Okay, so given that, what are we going to cover today? So we are going to cover the global context, why this. Let me tell you in a nutshell that so we are going to cover mostly into the key areas. Firstly, we will establish the global context, like understand how critical industries are such immense pressure and why they're often data rich. You might be hearing a lot nowadays, right, about critical minerals and rare earth. And it is something which is future agnostic, and it's something that everybody is kind of looking at. So, the practical fact is like it is data rich if you look into all those companies, but they lack insights. Like they hardly had much IT interventions to the core, where let's say, for example, if you take a financial services industry or if you take retail, the kind of like penetration that happened with IT, it is not the same with mostly these companies that we're talking about. Um, and we'll shift our focus a little to AI as decision engine, moving beyond the common perception of chatbots to explore industry grade machine learning and predictive analytics, because that's going to be mostly our topic. for this one. And then we'll dive into specific industry deep dives, showcasing real use case scenario across critical minerals, rare earth, and energy and utilities. And finally, we'll address the crucial prerequisites for all of this, which is a little bit of governance, and we'll discuss why data chaos is the biggest barrier to AI success and outline a practical path forward. So let's start by looking at the macro environment as of now. So the industry that power our world, if you see in this picture, right, are needed is mostly like, as I said, are under immense pressure. And while it has unprecedented demand while operating in highly decentralized, federated is mostly like, everybody is doing in silo. The domains, they own all the decisions, and they don't care about, there should not be any enterprise kind of a rule, is how it has always been, right? And as I said, they're data rich, but insight poor because they don't have that control, where they can have those controlled layer of analytics. And that's where I say that it's insight poor. Um, the the exploding demand that we see for especially for critical minerals, like projected to grow sixfold by 2040, um, driven by the global energy transition. As you know, this creates critical bottleneck in rare earth supply chains, posing a significant threat to our technological infrastructure. At the same time, the surge in data center power demand is colliding with the inherent intermittent renewable energy resources. As you see, like everybody's talking about, let's get into data centers and let's bring in all the power that we have into those data centers. And we see there's cities after cities, like they are actually lacking in the power supply for other stuffs for the regular households. And that's a critical challenge. You've seen how Elon Musk is saying, like, he wants to have a space data center, like where it's kind of not affecting the real world entity, the other households. So that's the kind of thought process which is going on basically right now. So we are in that intersection at this point of time. And think about, at the same time, the surge in this data center power demands mostly the renewable energy sources, which is adding immense complexity to the grid management. And no surprise that 81% of North American utilities are already leveraging AI to manage this complexity. This isn't just a trend, it's an imperative as we are in global race for AI for dominance. Now let's consider like what industrial AI truly means. So we have touched on the immense, pressure that I was talking about during our introduction for the core industries, and a huge part of that pressure comes from the critical role of rare earth and critical minerals. This just not like commodities, as I said. They're the fundamental backbones of our modern world. Without them, we simply don't have electric vehicles, wind turbines, semiconductors, or even an advanced defense system. The demand for this mineral is exploding, projected to grow, as I said, sixfold by 2040, driven almost entirely by clean energy technologies. Now, this creates immense supply chain vulnerability, as I said, with a highly concentrated processing and refining in just few regions. For example, about 60% of lithium processing, 70% of cobalt processing, and staggering 90% of rare earth refining are concentrated in very few hands. This concentration isn't just an economic issue, it's a critical geopolitical risk. And we need to diversify discovery, optimize extraction, and secure these supply chains. And that's where AI becomes absolutely essential. So let's dive and double click on this and see what it means. So when we talk about AI in critical industries, we are not just talking about chatbots that you might use every day. We are talking about a powerful decision engine, a sophisticated tool that applies advanced mathematics to real-world physical infrastructure, as you see in this particular slide. Um, it's more like about not generating text or about optimizing your operations. It's more of understanding and predicting the failures, which is the critical part of it, and discovering resources in ways humans simply cannot. Like it's machine learning, for example. It uses pattern recognition for vast data sets, which is invaluable for things like geospatial analysis and identifying mineral deposits from satellite data. Exactly, and the future X that we are talking about at this point of time. And you will trust me, we are talking now, we are doing ideation, we are trying to get familiar with this particular topic. Next 18 months, you're going to see a large number of corporations and thought processes put into this, just like 18 months back. And trust me, this is documented. There was a conference in, I think it was Tama or something, I don't remember, back in 2025, I believe January end. And I was speaking and I made a comment, and it's recorded that next 18 months, this AI and agentic AI and how it's kind of moving, it's going to change the world. Everybody is going to talk about agentic AI. And I'm talking about January 2025. Hardly agentic AI was coming in that point of time. And look at now, everybody is in this FOMO race, trying to do something on that. There's nothing wrong with this, but that's what I'm saying. These are the natural progression which is going to happen. And sooner we are aware of that and we put our minds and thoughts into it, better for us as a community, because we are highly intellectual community who wants to learn, who wants to contribute to this entire space. And you can only contribute once you double click and deep dive, right? So this is we are standing in a very crucial intersection of the industry at this point of time, how it's going to go. um, as I was saying that the computer vision, like for example, say it allows automated visual inspection. You can almost see that in our merchandise and e-commerce or retail specter of life. Um, let's take an example of defense. Let's say the domain-based monitoring which are happening at this point of time. Let's say for geospatial analysis, identifying mineral deposits from satellite data, as I was saying, and then drone-based site monitoring or detecting pipeline leaks. That's something which is highly into. It's not only into conceptual model, but they're trying to implement that. The predictive analytics helps us for future or forecasting kind of states, like anticipating equipment failures before they happen or balancing energy grid loads and digital twins. This highly fiddle, I would say, like fidelity driven virtual representation, it actually eliminates and simulates the infrastructural stress, even even so called like cybersecurity threats, without risking the actual assets. And I'm not even like talking about IT OT. I don't know how many of you know IT and OT, like information technology to operational technology integration, that we see very much in the manufacturing industries, especially into mining and critical resource, rare earth. This is something that is very critical, like how to integrate IT with OT in an intelligent manner. And that's where this critical assets come into picture, how you integrate your entire ecosystem with that. So this is kind of a AI that truly transformed the industries. Now look at how it plays out in critical minerals. So, building on that idea, AI is a decision engine. Let's think that it's a decision engine. Consider critical minerals. The era of blind drilling is now over. AI is revolutioning this $500 billion market by fusing satellite imagery. So, when I say $500 billion industry, let's say, for example, the company that I work in itself is like a close to $100 billion company. Think about retail or think about financial services or other domains. How many companies do you really see are $100 billion companies? Very rare, right? So as I said, it's a very cash and cash rich kind of an industry, but it can multiply its revenues based on how AI can actually help and how the IT can and further enhance their operations. Uh, Coming back, so as I was saying, AI is revolutioning this $500 billion market by satellite imagery, geophysics, historical data to find how and what humans cannot. We are also seeing exploration of optimization where AI algorithm analyzes geological data in specific. Um, Almost, I would say 65 to 75% as per um, the research data says that mostly 75% mineral discovery is the success rate right now, with which far exceeds the traditional human geological mapping. The U.S. Department of Energy, for example, has used AI tools to uncover record-setting deposits. It's like establishing a new model for domestic resource discovery. Now, this AI-driven target also reduces exploration drilling costs by up to 50% because we are kind of eliminating those expensive dry holes, and it allows for accurate ore grade optimization, estimation, and extraction process as a whole before we can break grounds. Now, incredible capability, it leads us directly to how AI is securing supply chain for these vital minerals. That is something we are so much excited about. Like we talked about how US is kind of optimizing, even like the other countries. For example, like Canada has a lot of mines, and there's a lot of companies into this domain of critical minerals and rare earth. Brazil is one of the mining hub where it's so rich with the minerals, right? So they're all thinking in this direction. And of course, like there are other countries like in Asia Pacific, there are Japan, there are Indonesia, and that they are quite heavy in terms of the minerals that are there. So everybody as a collaborative community is trying to think on that note at this point of time. So how does this AI magic actually happen in a mining and mineral context? It's all about a structured AI ML pipeline that transforms raw data into actionable insights. Let's start with ingestion layer, where we collect vast amount of structured and unstructured data into a governed lakehouse. Everything from satellite imageries to historical drill logs, and then comes the pre-processing, where we clean, we normalize, and we align all that data, especially critical for geospatial coordinates. Next feature is engineering extract. If you see this diagram, like we are doing the feature engineering. Um, Basically, we are extracting the crucial geological signatures and anomaly indicators that the AI needs to learn from. Because unless AI engine learns that, it's never going to get to that perfection level that we want for the feature engineering to perform. So what it does is it leads to model training, and then we use the advanced technologies or techniques like convolutional neural network or ransom forest on historical drill result. So after that, finally, the deployment phase output probability heat maps directly to the exploration teams, so guiding them to the most promising targets. And this systematic approach is what makes AI so powerful, and it's kind of particularly confident in computer vision applications that are set up later. I'll quickly rush through because we have 40 minutes. Um, so that building on that AI ML pipelines, computer vision is a game changer in mining, allowing us to analyze visual data at a scale and speed impossible for human geologists. It starts with image capture, where drones and satellite gather high resolution, multispectral, I would say hyperspectral and LiDAR imagery across the vast remote terrains. Look at this, like if you ever seen some mining operations, and just do a chat GPT, and after this session, and try to understand like what are the technologies involved into in general mining operations, and how they translate, their operation to OT to IT, OT conversion, and then AI, how it brings in. Trust me, you'll be amazed by the kind of technologies that are being brought in right now. Because, as I said, most of the companies realize that this is one area which was not explored as much as, let's say, for example, your retail or supply chain or banking and financial services, which is heavily IT driven. But this is one area which was kind of ignored, or it was not. There's a lot of potential for business and growth, and that's what is happening right now globally. If you see all the companies, like service companies to the platform providers, they are now rushing in. Like I almost get mm, kind of 20 to 25 vendor calls from different vendors and platforms trying to book appointment with me, just trying to showcase what they can do and how they can help with the operations that I need, which is so good. I mean, which is exciting because I always learn. I always want to learn perspectives, understand the thought process. That's how we get rich in knowledge, right? And any discussion is welcome. But having said that, um, there are certain directions that we need to go through in terms of what is going to be our enterprise direction, in terms of how do we want to drill. We don't want to boil the ocean, right? At the same time, we need to be very strategic in terms of what we need to do. So coming back to that, convolutional neural network, and specifically, I would separate it out like vegetation, water, and exposed rock. Um, uh, um, if I say rock outcropping is something that is in general terms that we use. The mineral classification identifies specific mineral signatures based on spectral patterns, like it we call it rather spectral refraction patterns, and all learned from extensive training data. This final step is target generation, which outputs precise GPS coordinates for high probability drill targets. Drilling is very, very important in mining. Like how you drill, where you drill, how much you drill, that entire effort is something which needs to be highly technical, because you just cannot drill around everywhere, because you're not going to get the required minerals that you're looking for. So drilling exact position, drilling how much depth you want to go, that's a science. And over the years, there are people who are experienced in that field have told the operations team that this is the right coordinate to deal, and that was all based on their historical experiences. But uh, how AI can now bring in more value is not only to get that experience and knowledge into the overall spectrum, but also intelligently understand based on how the resources are being consumed and how the future resource is going to be in what coordinate. It's a fantastic use of AI to me, to explore this critical minerals and the exact coordinates that is needed. So um, this process, of course, has a real world impact, increasing discovery success rates from industry average about 1 to 20%. And while cutting exploration timelines by months, that is very, very important, because if you drill a wrong coordinate and then going back and losing that time, that actually impacts your productivity, that impacts your mining, and then ultimate your go to market and sale, and then getting the revenue back. So let's see how AI is securing the supply chain for this critical rare minerals, and I would say critical minerals and rare earth. So, finding critical mineral is one challenge, securing their supply chain is another, especially for rare earth elements. These are the bottlenecks for everyone from EV batteries to wind turbines to even the AI infrastructure himself. So, AI is optimizing how we refine and secure these essential materials. We are seeing AI revolutionize REE refining, turning raw in or into semiconductor ready materials with extreme precision. The explainable AI models trained on experimental data sets are showing high accuracy in predicting rare earth concentration during the processing phase, as we say. This is crucial for efficiency because beyond refining, AI is mapping global RE supply, geopolitical disruption, and it is building a huge resilience for failure. Um, Beyond, I would say even that, like it's allowing companies to route different geopolitical disruption and build kind of its own footprint. So academic and industry partnership are also leveraging AI to optimize the entire life cycle from exploration to extraction. Now, this focus on securing materials is more like mirrorized on how AI is transforming our energy infrastructure. So, if you see, there's high accuracy prediction, there is AI models which are trained for experimental data sets, which shows what is a high accuracy in predicting rare earth concentration during processing. There are supply chain resilience as AI mapping identifies single point of failure, as I was talking about, and it is allowing companies to route different routes. Given that moving from securing rare earth elements to powering our world, AI is basically fundamentally building the intelligent grid in energy and utilities. With 80% of North American utilities already using AI, this sector is rapidly moving towards an AI native future to handle surging demands. AI is key for grid optimization, balancing loads, reducing energy loss. And by the way, talking about grid optimization, so I am working on a patent, which is, and there's going to be some write-ups coming up very soon, which people who are connected with me in LinkedIn, I would share. Please go through it. It's another very important subject, very interesting subject that you might write this. How to do the predictive maintenance and grid optimization. Everybody's talking about how to optimize grids, right? And it's kind of like you have this is a point of view where you have shared 57% of your utility executives and predictive maintenance, and then analyzing your sensory data to anticipate equipment failures, which is almost 3 to 5 times cheaper than reactive emergency repairs. So once anything happens and then you do the repair, it costs almost like 5 times if you do a like a proactive monitoring through AI, and then you can detect that these are the ones which are probable to fail. Almost like what happens in airlines industry, if you see, before even a plane takes off, there is a maintenance which happens, and it not only predicts what's going wrong in that aircraft, but it also predicts right now that if there's something which is prone to failure, let's say after flying 200 miles, it might just cause some trouble. So it has that mechanism. So that kind of intelligence is put. And we are talking about reusing the same kind of intelligence into other sectors like here. So AI also acts as a new front line in cybersecurity defense, very important, expediting threat detection and response times for critical infrastructure. I have a book in that basically, which where I talk about all those strategies and formulas and techniques based on which this cybersecurity is again, like if we start talking about it, might take like the whole session. I don't want to get into that, but it's another subject where more you read, more you get passionate about it, interest, and you see that it's evolving. Like you cannot just sit back and say, well, this is the this is the thing that is set for the whole world. It's going to evolve, and how rapidly you change your definition and be smart about it is based on that your success is going to it's going to determine your success. So coming back this very remarkably, as I was saying, AI is kind of it's routing dynamic line ratings which can unlock massive transmission capacity without the need to build new physical wires. Very important. Those are truly federated challenges because it brings us the hardest problem AI can solve. So how do we actually build and optimize this intelligent grids and secure supply chains? We do it by simulating before we build. We do digital twins, which are real time physics-based virtual replicas of physical assets like a mine, a refinery, or a power grid. These twins are continuously updated by IoT data from sensor measuring everything from vibration to voltage. The real value here is that we can run complex scenarios. We can ask, what if we increase throughput by 10% and see the impact without risking physical downtime or any kind of equipment damage? Now, this allows us to optimize refining yields for rare earth or balanced loads on a utility grid with unprecedented precision. But to build these sophisticated digital twins, we need to unlock a wealth of historical knowledge, which brings us the power of NLP and generative AI. So you see this operations and AI to sensor on the one side, and the other side there is simulation engine and scenario testing. And we are sending the telemetry data and then getting back the optimized commands back to the IoT sensor. So this is how we do this digital twin simulation, and it's a paradigm which we use for IT/OT conversion as well. And for those who don't know what is OT, is basically operational technology, and IT is IT, information technology. Building on the idea of simulating before we build, we also need to unlock decades of historical data that mining companies sit on. This is where natural language processing, the NLP, and retrieval augmenting generation, like what we call RAG, becomes game changers, because talking about turning data archives into scanned PDFs, geopolitical reports, and then handwritten drill code logs and historical essays into searchable knowledge bases, we need some kind of very, very intelligent and sharp processing. And this AI processes this unstructured inputs through OCR and then text extraction, and then uses entirely, kind of, I would say, recognition driven tag key information like minerals, locations, depths, and so on. Now, this creates a semantic search index in vector database. I guess like we are all aware of the vector database, what the vector database is. I'm not going into those concepts because that's a subject in itself. But we have to configure that very in particular. And then, as I said, it creates semantic search index in vector databases, which helps now the geologists can simply query, and they find all mention of high grade lithium in, let's say, for example, Ontario region before 1995. And that system synthesizes thousands of documents, cross-reference with modern GIS data, and even generates potential target zones. This ability to unlock hidden knowledge is crucial, especially when we consider the even larger, more complex challenges of federated critical industries. The application we have discussed in critical minerals, rare earth, and energy all point to a larger, more complex challenge, which is federated critical industries. Think about water, transport, agriculture, and other decentralized data. There's no single authority. There's no. These are all federated in a way. There's no single authority. There's no high consequence of failure. This challenge is that data sits in silos across different organizations, legacy system, and geographic regions. Traditional centralized AI models simply fail here because data cannot be easily pooled. And this is where federated learning becomes a breakthrough. The AI model travels to the data, learns locally, and not only shares the insight back centrally, but this is also perfect defense, excuse me, for multi-operator supply chain failures. We are also doing digital twin security to create physics accurate representation of federated infrastructure like national water grids to simulate cyber attacks without risking the real assets. And supply chain orchestration is moving beyond efficiency to create adaptive data driven networks that can automatically reroute logistics during shocks. This is truly the hardest problem that AI can solve, and it's where the main real innovation is actually. It's the core of the real innovation which is happening. Now, let's see how AI can tackle the most complex challenges in federated industries. Let's look at this use case where you have an analytical anomaly detection engine, and we are trying to put that and trace that against a threshold. It's not about like fixing things when they break. It's about anticipating the failures when they happen and moving us to from the reactive to proactive operation. While we are talking about using time series machine learning models fed by IoT sensor data to predict when a piece equipment likely to fail. This workforce is, I would say, this particular workflow is more straightforward sensor data fed into ML models, which are then it then detects the anomaly detection and then predicts a failure. Let's say in 72 hours it's going to fail. So it's going to throw you that notification, and this automatically triggers a work order, allowing us to schedule maintenance precisely when it's needed, not after a catastrophic breakdown. This approach dramatically reduces cost, often by 3 to 5 times compared to emergency repairs. It also slashes an unplanned downtime by 25 to 30%, keeping our critical assets running smoothly, and it extends the useful life of our equipment by over 20%, maximizing our investment. So this is a clear example of AI delivering rapid, measurable ROI, but truly to unlock its potential, we need to address a fundamental change. So coming to the last part of our slides, a quick time check. Pritam, do we are we good?
Yes, Sushmit. Yes,
Okay, do give me a buzz if we are like
absolutely. Yes.
approaching. Wonderful, thank you. And guys, I hope you're not getting bored, right? I'm like it's a one directional communication which is happening, and this is something which is a little kind of I don't like about the virtual sessions, because when I speak in front of audience, I tend to always interact and talk and understand and learn from all the audience as well, because we all come with different perspectives, and there's so much that we can together learn. It's not only something that I'm SME about and I'm talking about it. There's so much of exchange which can happen, so please feel free. We have talked about this immense potential of AI in critical industries, but let's be brutally honest about the biggest hurdles that we face. It's not about finding the right algorithms or having enough computing powers. It's fundamentally about the data itself. In mining, utilities, and other federated environments, our data is often fragmented, ungoverned, and trapped in silos, which makes any AI initiative incredibly risky. Now, think about it, without a single version of truth, where master data is duplicated across countless systems, I'm pretty sure it's something that if somebody is from data governance or data management, you guys face this day in and day out, right? You're trying to centralize something or having a single version of truth, golden record as we speak, and it's not there, and that's why probably you need IT, right? You need governance. But this is true for all the industries, but it's very imperative for this particular industry, because you need one source of truth, you need one single version of data, otherwise your entire this predictive analytics and even AI, it can just be a failure. So that's why we are talking about nowadays more and more. You see like people who talking about data governance, why data quality, why nobody, everybody had data governance as a practice, data quality as a practice. Frankly speaking, being in this industry and being in like data governance leadership for more than 12 years now, out of my 20, uh, very rarely I have seen people are truly serious about it. And at some point of time, we'll see people are questioning what is my ROI, and ROI, measuring that ROI. There's a different KPIs. There are different KRAs for all those people who are trying to measure the ROI. It's not straightforward. It's something that you realize value over the years, and also it's the cost of not doing it. And if you can translate that to real dollar figures, I think that's where your board is going to approve. And very important for us, anybody in this field, to be very passionate at the same time, uh, we be very sharp and understand why we are doing this job. Why am I needed for this job? Ask those questions. What business needs? What is the current problem that business has? If we don't have one single version of truth, if we don't have data governance, can the business run? Yes, the business only needs a production system and some HR invoicing and finance. Sorry, not HR, finance invoicing, and then that's it. That's it. To need to run any manufacturing firm, but will it be optimized? Will there be revenue leakage if there is not one source of truth? Yes, there will be. So that is the point on which we argue, right? And that's what the whole concept is. So coming back, what I was talking about is mining utilities and other federated environments. Our data is often fragmented, ungoverned, and trapped in silos, which makes any AI initiative incredibly risk prone. And then think about it, without a single version of truth, as I was saying, that if you're looking into an executive dashboard, which means we are trying to showcase our KPI performance in a dashboard, right? And you're trying to showcase some lineage, how the data, how the overall travel is, and you see there's a breaking lineage, like there's no lineage which basically exists. So that means there is no real understanding of data quality, because ownership is always something which is identified with IT managing system, but no one from the business truly owning that data. And accountability for quality simply vanishes. And this isn't just an IT problem, it's a fundamental prerequisite for any AI. If we feed on AI bad data, and this is a very important subject, I'm just deviating from our original topic, but this is one topic you all can like think and we can argue, because this is so imperative for the future. Because if we feed in a bad data to AI, especially in the critical infrastructure, we are not just losing money, we are risking physical safety and grid stability as well. This is why master data management, robust data catalog are not only optional projects, but it is something which is mandatory. And they are the absolute prerequisites for any meaningful AI deployment. We need to move past the idea that AI can fix bad data. No, it cannot. Simply, it cannot. It can only amplify your problems. It can only showcase your problems. It cannot fix any bad data. It cannot, you can have models to go and look into the data and fix it. But again, if the root cause doesn't get fixed, if it still gets generated, then that's not a solution that you can do. So how do we get from this fragmented reality into AI ready future? Let's look at into a little bit of practical way forward. As I was saying, the challenge of fragmented and siloed data, which we just discussed, is particularly acute in decentralized environments like utilities, water, and multi-site mining. Often, we cannot centralize data due to privacy concerns and regulatory restriction, or even sometimes the bandwidth limitations. Let's say, for example. This is where federated learning offers a powerful solution. If you see the mining sites, we have mining site A Canada, mining site B Brazil, mining site C Australia. Australia is one of the hub of mining. If you know, especially that area of Perth. There are a lot of mines and people work there in the mining sites. So coming back to Australia, Canada, Brazil, which basically they all trying to train a local model on its local data. So basically you have raw sensitive data which never leaves the site, and only model updates or weights are sent back to the central aggregator. Then it refines the global model. The approach is a game changer. It enables industry-wide collaboration on critical applications like predictive maintenance or safety models, all without compromising proprietary operational data or violating strict data regulations. Basically, data residency laws, as we call it. It's all about unlocking collective intelligence while respecting data sovereignty. But even with the federated learning, the underlying data still needs to be trustworthy. So how do we build that trust? It's a very important topic of trust, like data trust. How do we build a data trust, system trust, the overall trust model. So we govern the data first, like even the stark reality of our data landscape. The Big Bang approach to AI is simply a recipe for disaster. The successful path, especially in critical industries, is sequential, like focused, above all, practical. We need to build this capability step by step. First, we must govern the data. This means implementing master data management, formally appointing data domain owners, and establishing a unified quality framework. And then we have to fix the broken lineage so that we can trust our data. Second, we build the foundation. This involves centralizing our data into lakehouse architecture and deploying comprehensive catalogs like Purview, Alation, Atlan, Colibra, blah blah blah. There are multiple, platforms that they're in market. This allows us to create a validated data market or certified trusted data assets. Only then we can have a solid governed data foundation and we can effectively deploy AI use cases. We can start small, perhaps with a single domain like predictive maintenance, prove the return on investment, and then scale that success across the enterprise. This phased approach ensures that our AI initiatives are built on a bedrock of trust and reliability, not on the shifting sands of fragmented data. Now, let's see how this practical path applies to a critical area like supply chain resilience. And following that problem, let's apply these principles into critical area. So AI driven supply chain resilience or critical minerals, here disruptions are generally there's the business problems and their national security risk. AI models can invest vast multidimensional source of data sets, everything from geopolitical news feeds to shipping logistics to weather data and global pricing signals. So these are all processed, think about it. And then it creates this information, then feeds into a sophisticated risk scoring model. And then NLP analyzes sentiment from news while machine learning models predict the probability of disruption. We can then use supply chain digital twins to simulate various scenarios, asking what if port X closes and what if a key supplier faces an outage. The system can then recommend or eventually automatically execute alternative energy source or alternative source of strategies, and then it will give you just like what we do in Google Map, right? What are my alternate routes that I can go through? And it just gives you those routes. The same thing is like the system can then recommend and eventually automatically execute if you plan and configure in that manner the alternative sourcing strategies. The imaging, this is like a big time risk dashboard which shows like 92% risk for lithium refinery due to a policy shift, or 85% risk for a cobalt transport route due to weather. Now AI can then recommend shifting volumes to a more stable alternate supply and then proactively mitigating risk before it impacts the operation. This is how AI moves from reactive crisis management to proactive intelligent resilience. Let's quickly recap the core message from our session today. Firstly, AI isn't some far off concepts. It's already actively deployed in critical areas like exploration, grid management, and refining. This isn't a future vision. This is our preset reality. Second, while the decentralized nature of our industries makes AI implementation complex, it also amplifies its potential impact once it's successfully integrated. The payoff for getting this right is truly significant. Third, this is crucial. Robust data governance is absolute fund. This is something which is the absolute foundation. Start small, scale first. That's been the always motto for anything. And then the ultimate advantage comes when the organization that prioritize building a strong data foundation today, they will undoubtedly be the AI leaders tomorrow, because this isn't just about technology. It's about securing a strategic advantage. And now, it's all about like booking the future spots. So, building our discussion from the critical role of data governance, we need to understand that you can't just buy an AI solution off the shelf and expect it to work with a messy data. You see here is the layer architecture essential for safety deploying in AI in critical infrastructure. For example, if you look into the base, we have our diverse source systems. Everything from SCADA to satellite data moving up the ingestion layer handles both real-time processing and batch processing. And then we are feeding into a unified storage layer, often a lake house that we discussed. And then it manages both structured and unstructured data. Above all, this AI ML layer provides the tool for model development and deployment. Finally, the consumption layer, which delivers the AI's insights through agents, dashboards, and automated control systems. So, crucially, data governance and master data management that really secures the integrity of that data. This comprehensive approach is truly what makes us AI ready, but brings unique ethical and risk consideration as well. And as we build on AI ready architecture, we must confront an unique, critical, and ethical and other risk challenges which are inherent to this critical mineral infrastructure. Minor error in a consumer application might be annoying, but a hallucinating AI in grid management could be catastrophic, as we understand. We have to establish safety critical thresholds, ensure AI never has unilateral control over safety systems, human oversight. You will hear that a lot. There should be some human oversight on all the AI initiatives that we talk about. It's non-negotiable. It has to be there. The model explainability is also paramount. Black box models simply aren't acceptable for regulatory compliance. Like different, there are different compliances. I'm not just naming one by one. Will there are many, and our engineers must understand that why behind all this AI recommendation. That is very very important. Just don't go point blank, do this. Okay, I need to have some agentic AI deployed. Why do we want to do that? What is the value proposition? So these are the questions which should come right back into the top leadership. And we also need to be acutely aware of potential biases in historical data, like geographical and geological exploration of data, which could lead to missed opportunities if not addressed. And finally, every IoT sensor feeding into your digital twin expands our cybersecurity surface area, demanding that our AI infrastructure meets the highest national security standards. And these aren't just technical hurdles, they are fundamental responsibilities that shape our deployment framework. With this critical consideration in mind, I would like to open the floor if you have any questions or for a broader discussion. But this is one subject that, if you want, we can have a double click session where we can just discuss about what are the various models that are in operations. So given that, I hand over the stage back to Pritam.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Sushmit, for this very informative session. And as you said that it's not going to cover in one session, as we already covered 60 minutes, but seems like you have a lot of information to share yet. So we'll look forward for more session, right? So that's it. As you're open for the Q&A, I can see we have got some questions over the chat box. So I'll be quickly reading it for you. So Sunbull is asking, hello, thank you for the information. I would like to ask, how can Enterprise Copilot powered by AI help organizations improve productivity and decision making?
Yeah, so see, there are multiple aspects of. So, Copilot is, for example, Enterprise Copilot is nothing but integrating AI into our enterprise ecosystem. So, there are multiple use cases of AI, and one of the prime use cases productivity increase. So, from daily operations to what we do, once you integrate Copilot, obviously it's going to increase your productivity as a whole. So we can use Copilot, and when I say Copilot, we're basically talking about two things. One is the overall AI integration. We're talking about Microsoft Copilot. I cannot talk about what is good, what is bad about Microsoft, or whether it's compared to other vendors. But overall, any vendor integration, AI integration with your enterprise would definitely increase your productivity. I mean, that's imperative. I mean, all of you use, I'm pretty sure, AI or Copilot, where that is integrated in your organization to draft emails, to do some, even when you send some replies, you generally just put it on Copilot, ship it, make it more formal, make it more polished, make it more. So those are the productivity increases which you can do And it's the same for AI or for any other scientific way.
Thank you very much, Sushmit, for detailed explanation. I can see there's another question from Abraham. How can organization ensure data privacy and reliability when deploying enterprise AI copilots that interact with sensitive business information?
Definitely, it's a very, very important subject, and we have to be very cautious. And the way I'll tell you the method that I did, and this is one of the very key concept of data privacy and data security aspect. So in my I'll take one of my example. I was dealing with customer data, sensitive customer data, which has PII, PCI, and PHI, because we were dealing with the health data lake as well. And you just simply cannot you cannot simply expose that, or you cannot simply process those data in any of the other pipelines that has non-sensitive data. So the way is, one way is a segregation. So we had to segregate into a customer data zone. I use different methods, like there's a tokenization and detokenization method that I use. There's a tool called Protegrity, which I used, which has forgettable code books. You know what is forgettable code book is when you're using a code book to tokenize the data, and it's typically algorithm based. So when information security comes back audits, it's basically not stored anywhere when you're tokenizing or masking that data. It's all there in their algorithm, and the rule based on which the algorithm is based is forgettable. So you cannot just simply, somebody just cannot come and hack and roll back to its original format. There are multiple methods to data security is a subject, data privacy is a subject. Maybe I can just talk about that one day, but that's one of the way to and then there's a detokenization process as well, where sometimes you do need to detokenize based on certain business and legal need, and there should be somebody who is designated to look into that detokenized data. So in short, you need to also build up a very good comprehensive data security and privacy mechanism built in the pipelines and rest, and ensure that you have a proper segregation of your sensitive data.
Wonderfully explained, Sushmit. Thank you so much. And moving forward to the another question, we got it from Abraham again. Many companies struggle with AI adoption among employees. What strategy help teams trust and effectively use Enterprise Copilot in their daily work?